This is a video for a good friend of mine that sent me the link for Bill Cosby, I'm 83 and I'm tired. And I was, when I got it, I read it and I'm like, I'm taking issue, apparently, with every single thing he says. I do like Bill Cosby. On a surface level, I thought he was mildly amusing. But he is a simpleton. And by simpleton, I mean he takes the obvious answer or the premise that mass media and general culture has shoved down his throat in his entire life and thinks that's the only option and that's the way it is. And it's not. If you look at every single one of his statements, it is flawed at the very base reasoning. This is going to be probably a long video because it's a little bit of a letter thing. And I'm going to go over, read the whole thing and comment on the parts that I disagree with just for shits and giggles. So if you're not interested in listening to Bill Cosby's rant on why everybody sucks, you can click off now. So I'm going to start to read here. The beginning of this, it says, I'm 83 and tired, worth reading. So I read it. Just underneath that, it says, this should be required reading for every man, woman, and child in Jamaica, the UK, United States of America, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and to all the world. Wow, is that superfluous? That's... okay. I'm 83 and I'm tired. Okay, let's see. I'm 83. Except for a brief period in the 1950s when I was doing my national service, I've worked hard since I was 17. So is the majority of people. Okay. I don't want to discredit, but that's okay, yeah. Except for some serious health challenges, I put in 50-hour weeks and didn't call in sick in nearly 40 years. Yay. Calling in sick, or not calling in sick when you're sick is stupid. You're just giving other people your disease. I believe it's selfish, and you're standing on your ego and touting not calling in sick as a good thing when it's, in my book, not a good thing. If you're too stupid to call in sick, you're just stupid. I made a reasonable salary, but I didn't inherit my job or my income, and I worked to get where I am. Yes, that's fantastic. Most people do. They work hard, and they use their connections if they have them. Even I have. As lowly as I am in the workforce, I have connections that I can help get jobs. What do you know? So, and I've worked hard. Let's see. Given the economy, it looks as though retirement was a bad idea, and I'm tired. Very tired. Yeah, looks like retirement might have been a bad idea. If all the millions you made on your movies and series and books and speeches, if you weren't able to manage your money, then you better not retire. Keep working. Well done there. Another paragraph. I'm tired of being told that I have to spread the wealth to people who don't have my work ethic. That's not who you're being asked to spread the wealth to. And who's asking you to do that? Although I imagine you are part of the 1%, it's not really about having wealth. It's about helping your fellow man in their times. And when everything has been skewed to the wealthy, the poor now have less opportunity. Even if they had better skills than somebody that was more wealthy, the wealthier person would get the job and the opportunity just because they had more money to put towards it. That's not fair, and that's not what they're talking about. I'm tired of being told the government will take the money I earned by force if necessary and give it to people too lazy to earn it. Fuck you. There are some lazy people. I'll grant you that. There's probably quite a few lazy people. There are very few people too lazy to work. There are jobs that people don't want to do, and there are, when you have to do a job, you don't want to do it. But people that are too lazy to work, that's just bullshit. I'd like you to point out someone that's too lazy to work. A group of people. I'm guessing since you're talking about it like the government's doing it to millions and millions of people, I'd like you to point out a group of those people that are just plain too lazy to work. That's a statement from somebody that doesn't even think about what they're saying. They're just generalizing people that they don't like and saying, well, that just means they're too lazy. Yeah, don't tear up my leather chair. Let's see. I've got so much I could go on that one paragraph, but fuck you, Bill. Next paragraph. I'm tired of being told that Islam is a religion of peace. This one's good. When every day I can read dozens of stories of Muslim men killing their sisters, wives, daughters for their family honor, of Muslims rioting over some slight offense, of Muslims murdering Christian and Jews because they aren't believers, of Muslims burning schools for girls, of Muslims stoning teenage rape victims to death for adultery, of Muslims mutilating the genitals of teenage girls, all in the name of Allah because the Quran and Sharia law tells them to. Some of that's true. Some of that's true. I'm going to grant you that. But for the rest of it, fuck you again, Bill. Fuck you. I hate Sharia law and I hate the Muslim religion. I'll go a step further. I hate fucking religion. It makes good people do terrible things. Let's take the, where is it? Muslims mutilating the genitals of little girls. Let's see. What other religion out there talks about mutilating the genitals of children? Really? Okay, I think we could just skip that. Let's see. Men killing their sisters, wives, daughters for their family honor. What book do you think they got that out of? Do you think? The Quran? Do you know what book comes right before the Quran that's attached to it? The Old Testament. The Abrahamic religion, which Muslim is an Abrahamic religion. Let's see. Muslims stoning teenage rape victims to death for adultery. Well, that is, I suppose, slightly better than what the Christian Bible has to say, whereas the rape victim is forced to marry the rapist to punish the rapist. I think you need to read your own Bible and quit cherry picking to pick on another religion that you don't necessarily like. And I'm not defending Muslims or any other religion. I hate them all, and I'd like to see them all disappear. But it is the pinnacle of hypocrisy to say something against Muslims for doing the exact same things your good book tells you you should be doing, but you're not. And I am glad for that. Next, I'm tired of being told that out of tolerance for other cultures, we must let Saudi Arabia and other Arab countries use our oil money to fund mosques and madrasa, I don't know if that's spelled right, Islamic schools to preach hate in Australia, New Zealand, UK, America, and Canada, while no one from these countries are allowed to fund a church, synagogue, or religious school in Saudi Arabia or any other Arab country to teach love and tolerance. Again, fuck you. First off, being told to tolerate other cultures. I'd like to see where that's being done. But again, that's religion, and you're talking about the religion of the other culture. And I don't actually even like the culture, the Arabic cultures, the whole man is king and women are sheep and chattel to be dealt with as they please. I hate the Muslim culture as well, the Arabic cultures. So I'm not going to argue that, but it's at here where it says, we must let Saudi Arabia and other Arab countries use our oil money to fund mosques, yada, yada, yada. You let Arab countries use our oil money. Unless I'm mistaken, it's their oil. When we give them money in government subsidies, which I don't think we should ever have done in the first place, that's the key corruption to most oil now is government subsidies. But we, as a country, purchase their oil. At what point is that then our money still? They're doing whatever the fuck they want to with the money we paid for their goods so we could use it. Are you so self-centered and egotistical that you can't even let another person or another country spend their money as they see fit? You think you need to dictate to them how they should live? Really? Isn't that what you were just complaining about? And complaining about you must let them? You're complaining about the same things that you're saying they're doing to you. Shut the fuck up. Get a little education and think before you talk. I know why you're saying some of this stuff, and it's a knee-jerk reaction, and it causes knee-jerk responses that go, oh yeah, that's pretty good. But it's bullshit and not thought out. So anybody that's passing this on, read it first. Think about it with a little criticism, and then don't pass it on. Okay, next. I'm tired of being told I must lower my living standards to fight global warming, which no one is allowed to debate. Fuck you! Do you even know what the debate is? There isn't one. Every single bit of data says the globe is warming. The Earth is warming. There's nothing to debate on that. What you can debate is how you're going to change, or if you're going to change, to try and make the global warming slower, or if you can possibly have a positive effect. God forbid, your God forbid, that you should do something to help where you live. You may like to shit in your own front yard, but I don't. Lower your standard of living. From what I've seen, every single bit of the green movement, green technology, green power, has improved the standard of living. So, living better with less waste is lowering your standard of living. When I read this, I was done. I was done before, but now I was really done. But I'm going to keep going just to grind it out. I'm tired of being told that drug addicts have a disease and I must help support and treat them and pay for the damage they do. Did a giant germ rush out of the dark alley, grab them, and stuff white powder up their noses or stick a needle in their arm while they tried to fight it off? This is going to be a reoccurring theme. Fuck you, Bill. That's total selfish, egocentric bullshit. Who is telling you to help them? Without that, let's try to be a little more reasonable. I'm told that drug addicts have a disease. How many of these drug addicts, and which drug addicts are you talking about? There are a lot of people that, in fact, the majority of people can have a few drinks, and then it doesn't impact their life. They're just fine. Are you talking about those drug addicts? Those drug users? Are you talking about, and I'm getting a bit closer to the point here, marijuana users that get high, and a small portion of them are pretty lazy and get couch lock, and don't want to do anything? Yeah, there are some of those. If it starts to affect their life, do you think they choose to have it affect their life? I smoke pot. I function just fine. I go to work. I get my shit done. When all my shit's done, then I'll get a little high. I may even have a drink of alcohol. So, would I be that drug addict? I'm betting not. Let's see, the heroin. You actually brought up coke snorters, and and needles, so I'm guessing heroin junkies. They're the vast minority. There are less of them than any other drug user. They are using and addicted to the point where they can no longer control their lives. What do you think should be done? Throw them out in the streets and let them die? Suppose that's an option. Very Christian of you to think so, if that is what you think. Just fuck them. Let them die. We don't care about it. The money that you're saying that you're being told to grant them, where is that? What money is that coming from you? We obviously, as a healthcare, the best healthcare system in the world, the USA, we obviously aren't giving them any support already. We're not. Are you suggesting you don't want to give them food stamps? I don't think that's for you to decide. You've elected officials to do that for you. Well done there. And they're, in fact, they're doing what they can to abolish giving anybody food stamps. They don't want to do it. That's money out of their pocket. That's your premise is bullshit. We're not doing that. Drug addiction, when you cannot stop it and you want help, if you can't get the help, what are you supposed to do? If you seriously want help, and Bill, you don't get to decide who's actually serious about it. If they say they want help and they're trying to get it, why would you deny them help? The other thing is, for the damages they do. Nobody's suggesting that anybody pay for their damages. If you have gotten high and go out and cause a damage, that is against the law. The part that I have trouble with, and I know this is what you're focusing on, drugs are illegal because they're bad, so they're illegal because they're bad. Right? Because we decided they're bad. Which is bullshit. And I think everybody knows that drugs probably shouldn't be illegal. Regulated. We want to keep them out of the hands of children and people that aren't of the age of reason to decide for themselves. But we don't have that now. The criminals, the drug dealers, now get to decide for our children who they sell to. Because you can go to pretty much any corner in any city and buy anything you want. Now try and do that with alcohol. If you're an underage teenager trying to get alcohol, you can't go to the corners and say, hey, buy me some beer. You used to be able to, pretty lax. Now you can't because the store will get shut down if they do it. So regulating a legal substance is more secure to protect the people that you think need protected than making it illegal, because the prohibition has never worked and you know it. Soapbox. Down off of. This is long, so I'm going to keep on going. If you're done with this, if you're enjoying this, happy day, but I have to vent and do this just to get it off my chest. I say I'm tired of hearing wealthy athletes, entertainers, and politicians of all parties talking about innocent mistakes, stupid mistakes, or youthful mistakes, when we all know they think their only mistake was getting caught. I'm tired of people with a sense of entitlement, rich and poor. I have to agree. I do. But at the same time, if they're wealthy athletes and entertainers and people have agreed to give them money, which apparently we have, they can do whatever they want to. It's their money. So if they want to make mistakes, if they do something illegal, that's fine. If it's something stupid, you can call them on it. But otherwise, it's none of your fucking business, Bill. It's their money. If you don't like it, quit giving them money. You're one of the entertainers. You're the one that's doing it. What? Really? I apparently didn't work out enough or hard enough this morning, so I'm still a little edgy. I'm really tired of people who don't take responsibility for their lives and actions. I'm tired of hearing them blame the government or discrimination or big whatever for their problems. Fuck you. Now, I know there are some people that do that. But the understanding or the idea is that the uber wealthy, the corporations, and the government that vote in whatever rules they want to after they're voted in or put in to office have tipped the scales unfairly in their own advantage. So someone that is just trying to get along through life, trying to work hard, trying to do the 50 years without calling in sick, bullshit, just the average Joe trying to get along is having difficulty when there shouldn't be any because of oppression from government and corporations. Responsibility plays a small role. I'm not going to take that away. That people do need to take a little bit more responsibility for themselves. Not go out and if they need to pay a bill for electricity or take care of their child, shouldn't go out and spend $1 bazillion on tattoos and neglect their responsibilities. Sure, so there are some responsibilities. You don't think the government is oppressing people? You don't think there's discrimination on big business? And I'm going to give some big business a break here. And there is such a thing as technological unemployment. We're in a difficult time right now where technology is now becoming better at producing most of the things that were only produced by human ingenuity and human skill. Now robots are able to do it better, so those jobs are never coming back. Are those the whiners you're talking about? The ones that lose their job because they're replaced by a robot that can do it better? And I think I think robots should be doing it. They can do it better, cheaper, faster, and will free up more time for humans once we compensate for robots taking over with wages and some sort of social network or safety net, I suppose, to compensate for those jobs just not being there and being unnecessary to occupy human time and effort. We no longer need to do that. So, fuck you, Bill. Let's see. I'm also tired and fed up with seeing young men and women in their teens and early 20s bedeck themselves in tattoos and face studs, thereby making themselves unemployable and claiming money from the government. Fuck you, Bill. Wow, that's just a theme that's gonna... Every generation has said the same bullshit to the previous generation. You're a crusty old fart, and most of the time, I'm guessing you need to shut the fuck up. As far as the studs, the tattoos, and the piercings, I don't like most of it. I have a few tattoos, a couple tattoos. Two tattoos at the moment. I don't really agree or think that people should get a bunch of facial tattoos and piercings and all. I think it looks stupid. Who the fuck cares what I think? And as far as it goes, making themselves unemployable, there are places and businesses that will not hire you because you don't have facial piercings. So what do you say to them? They're not going to hire you because you're not facially pierced and don't have tattoos all over your body. It goes both ways, and it's society in general that determines what's acceptable, and tattoos are just a thing. It doesn't make somebody more or less employable. It just makes them employable in different ways for different things. And if you're catering to, I don't know, bigots, judgmental, shallow bigots that can't handle somebody with a weird piercing or some ink or something weird on their face, well, you cater to those people and you don't hire it. That doesn't make you unemployed. Let's see. Yes, I am damn tired, but I'm also glad to be 83 because mostly I'm not going to have to see the world these people are making. I'm just sorry for my granddaughter and her children. Thank God I'm on my way out and not on the way in. And you know what? I'm glad you're on the way out as well. We don't need selfish, homophobic, religious bigots dictating to others what is and is not okay and what is and is not a disease or a health problem, and what should and should not be illegal. This really bugged me, and I made a video, and this is to my good friend. There's your answer as far as that goes, and hopefully, peace.